I preach impact, then income. I preach purpose, then comes profit. But if you chase your purpose and you really own this gift of speaking and connecting with people, the profits will come your way. I cracked the code. I've got ordinary people. Can I brag on B-Rad? Shout out to B-Rad Butler. My man just got $6,200 from speaking 20 minutes virtually, bro.
What's happening? No captain. We with AO, about to get a plate bowl. Pull up to the table. Let's go.
Yo, have you ever asked yourself, how do I get to the next level? Are you tired of staying in this temporary state and you're ready to get to the next state? Oftentimes what I've learned and what I've seen within my tribe is that you all have turned a temporary state into a permanent situation. When God placed you there to learn something so you can get to the next season. Well, I'm extremely happy today because I've been following this brother, man, for I want to say about a good 6, 7, 8 years. I've seen him on stages with E.T., the hip hop preacher. I've seen him. He and I have tag team schools together when I was in my youth pastor days. He'll be in there 1 week. I'll go in there right behind him the next month. And I mean, I was like, yo, I like this guy. And we've never had the chance to hook up. But today I was like, yo, I need you to get on a plane, get to DC, come on here and do this show because this is a guy that's going to give us the tools. He's going to give us the wisdom and knowledge on how to get to the next level. Some of you all are stagnant. Some of you are sick and tired of being where you are. Some of you are not paying off debt. You're not building wealth. You're not being the best husband. You're not being the best wife. You're not being the best father or mother because you refuse, or I'm polite this, because you have excuses. Because you're just comfortable at where you are, but you're asking God to get you to the next level. When God is saying he already gave you the skills to get to the next level. You're the reason why you're not getting there. So, y'all, listen, man, this is gonna probably be a real conversation. My laptop is closed. I don't even have no questions with the guy because we just got two good energies. You know, we both got on blue shirts, you know what I'm saying? We just gonna talk. We're gonna have a good conversation. So get your pen, get your paper, hit subscribe, and let's get to work. Yo, what's up, brother? How you feeling, man?
Blessed, man. How you feeling?
Good, man. So listen, I don't do fluff.
Right.
On my show, I keep it real, keep it relevant, keep it relatable. Let's get to it.
Okay.
How did you get to the next level of living?
A lot of sacrifice.
A
lot of pain.
Whenever
I have an intro video I show. It's like a Who's Jeremy video. Whenever I do a training where I take the stage and people are like, it kind of gives you that larger than life feel. And then I'm like, okay, can I keep it 100 with y'all? I don't want to Instagram you. I said, God would be displeased if you saw this fire video of me jumping on planes and getting out of drivers and on stage in front of thousands of people. And then I don't tell you about the depression. I don't tell you about the marriage counseling. I don't tell you about the sleepless nights. I don't tell you about, man, I followed Anthony's tips and I just finally cracked a 750 credit score and now I'm at 680. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm keeping it 100 with you, right? No fluff, right? Like pain, bro, struggle. You know what I'm saying? Anxiety, like feeling like I'm not good enough, like feeling not loved, bro. It was hard, but I kept fighting. That's the next level living. It's the constant pursuit. And the most genius thing I ever did is I didn't give up. I kept pushing. I kept pressing. And I have high expectations.
Wow.
So that's a short answer to a very long story. I have very high expectations.
So
because I believe in a God that can do exceedingly and abundantly.
Absolutely.
So I just got to a point, Anthony, I'm like, I'm tired of reciting scriptures. I'm tired of talking about it, but my life doesn't necessarily reflect it. I just got tired of that. I remember like having experiences where I was like, I want more, I want to have more, I want to attain more, but it wasn't happening. And God was like, you're gonna have to grow. I'm gonna bless you with what I can trust you with.
Man, listen. So what about for these people? Because you already blazing. So that's why I ain't had no questions right now. We just go hot. We just gonna go.
Coming in hot.
We coming in hot. Y'all like, what in the world? Whoa, slow down, Ayo. No, this is what we doing. Get your pen, get your paper. I got people in my tribe right now who are saying, man, yo, I hear you. You know what I'm saying? I rock with God. You know what I'm saying? I want this. Where do I start? Like, where do I start to shift to get to that next level, to get to that next season? Where do I start and how do I start?
3 things. The first 3 things come to mind, right? For one, you gotta believe that God loves you.
But wait, man.
People struggle with that.
But wait, man, I just got a divorce. You know what I'm saying? Man, I just lost my friend.
Right.
Believe I'm to
I
believe.
just lost, right.
You want me to believe in God?
Right. And see, let me tell you something. I understand now why God had to take me through a painful part of my life.
Okay.
Because he was like, I don't want you to speak from fluff. I don't want you to be capping when you take the stage. When you speak, I want you to come from a pure place.
Yeah.
I want you to be not just sympathetic, but empathetic. He's like, so I will allow for your heart to be broken. Yeah. I will allow for you to go through some struggles. Yeah. I will allow for you to have some seasons of you ain't doing bad stuff no more. Right. You ain't selling weed no more. Like, you're actually living for me, and you're still not sure how you're gonna pay your bills. Yeah. I'm gonna allow for you to lose some children so you can speak from that place and still say, the God giveth and taketh away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. So I just need people to know that even though I'm saying you gotta first believe that he loves you, that don't mean he gonna spoil you. Yeah. I love my baby girl Jewel, bro. Wait till you meet her, bro. My little girl, she got the juice. She 9 years old. She don't get everything she wants. There are still some punishments. There are things I have to withhold from her. Yeah. I want to bless you with it, but you're not ready for it yet, baby girl. Yeah. And that's how I feel like it is with God. But God also don't want us weak.
That's it.
He don't want us weak.
That's it.
He's like, if I gave you everything, if you got all the love and all the affirmation, if every deal went through, if every book was a bestseller, right? If every video went viral, you'd be a spoiled brat. Ooh. So I need you to be strong. I need you to have some grit. So God is like, I'm trying to make you like special ops, Navy SEAL. I'm going to put you through some stuff that's going to be painful, but you're going to have a different sound other people don't have. Ooh. You're going to stand on some stages other people can't stand on. You're going to experience some things that I can't trust other people because you've been tried, you've been tested. Yeah. So I understand. That's why the word says, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to go through all these trials and hard times, but be of good cheer, for I've overcome the world. God, like, you're going to overcome it. Yes. But don't be surprised when fiery trials come your way and persecution and calamities, because it comes to build perseverance and faith so you're not lacking nothing. So people be like, oh, Jeremy, you got the anointing because I've been crushed. Anthony, where do you get oil from, bro? Olives.
Olives.
You gotta crush it.
Gotta crush it.
So this stuff ain't cheap.
Yeah.
So bro, my story long, bro.
But that's why you believe, though. Because you've been through. And while you were going through, God protected you and God molded you while you were going through.
I look at it like being forced in the fire. I had to go through the fire. And really, God is like, son, you should have been dead.
Yeah.
Like, you know, this is the part a lot of people don't know. I wasn't always traveling and speaking and having all these businesses and impacting the world. Bro, it was time I was selling weed by the pound.
Come on, man.
I wasn't living a life of purpose.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I went to 3 different schools for the 9th grade. I kept getting kicked out and failed. Cutting the electricity off, bomb threads. I was doing some dodo stuff, starting rumbles and fights. I was a mess, bro. Because my biological father was never in my life. I dealt with years of drug and alcohol abuse, ADHD. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had a lot of challenges. And I just kept bumping my head. And I think of all the times, the near-death experiences, the guns put to my head, like all the different times God spared my life. I'm like, yo, I get it if I got to go through some hard times. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I'm able to bear the fruit I bear now, because I had to go through that journey. But yeah, it's been a lot, bro.
I love it, man. Jeremy, you remind me of me, bro. I just come in blaze it.
Right.
Come in blazing.
That's what we said earlier. You just opened up. I was like, oh,
what? Started. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. Right,
you know what I'm saying? All right, so now the first step is to believe.
Believe. And not just believe in God. Believe that he wants great things for you.
Yeah.
People believe there's a God up there.
Right.
But they think like he might have forgot about me because he don't hear or he not answering my prayers. So believe that he really does. Like, believe that God is not a respecter of persons.
Yeah.
Bro, I've been watching you for 7, 18 years, seeing what God's been doing in your life. Yeah. And there was no envy. I was just like, ooh.
Yeah.
The way I'm wired, Anthony, I'm like, shoot, I know it's possible.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you. I'm like, I know it's possible for me. Because the word says that God is not a respecter of persons.
Yeah.
So what he'll do for one, he'll do for another.
Yeah.
But everybody's situation is different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You might be a banana nut bread, right?
Yeah.
I might be a sweet potato pie.
Yeah.
The temperature is going to be different.
Yeah.
You might have to go through more hot than me.
Right.
Because if he turns the temperature up on me, it could burn me.
Yeah.
Right. But maybe the way that he wired you and mix your ingredients together, you can stand a little bit more heat. I might be in the oven for 40 minutes, but you might only be in there for 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And so but when he slices us and he serves us to the world, we all gonna live a life that's delicious. I'm hungry now. You feel me? I'm hungry now.
I'm hungry, baby.
You feel me?
I'm hungry.
It's like everybody has their own situation. So I just know, watching you and watching other greats and giants, living legends, I'm like, I know it's possible. Yeah. That's how my brain is wired.
Yeah.
And God is just like, I want all those amazing things for you.
Yeah.
But can I trust you with it? Are you ready? So the first thing we got to know is we got to believe that God loves us and has a great plan for us.
Yep.
Then we got to trust that plan. You know what I'm saying? We got to know it's not going to work out the way we want to. You know what I'm saying? All things are going to work together for our good, but he don't think how we think. His thoughts are not our thoughts. His ways are not our ways. As far as the earth is from the heaven, that's how much differently God thinks in us. So we have to just trust he knows what's best.
So, I mean, now let's go there.
Yeah.
It's easy to talk about trust, but I don't see anything. Well, you're telling me believe, so I believe in God, and I believe that He loves me, He wants the best for me, but God ain't spoken to me. I've been praying and asking God for a pay raise, for a job promotion, but I keep getting looked over.
Yep.
So how am I supposed to trust something, and I don't even see a little bit
right.
of even something to be like, okay, it's coming.
And that's that right there is a lie. As my grandma would say, you got to trust God when you can't trace him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's my grandma. Shout out to Dr. Katie May. You got to trust God when you can't trace him. So the fact that you got that job. That's my problem with people in general, whether we believe it or not. We're so wired to think of when a new venture, what if it doesn't work out, but what if it does?
Come on, man.
We're so wired to look at the glass half empty as opposed to half full. I'm like, bump that. Because there's some people that just heard that, that feel like, but what if my glass is empty? Just be grateful you got a glass in the first place. It's only a matter of time before your cup runneth over.
But Jeremy, I'm just throwing questions out there. I'm letting you answer them.
Right.
But it's easy to talk like that when you got a full glass yourself.
Right, but I didn't always have a full glass. See, God has given me the authority to be this person today. God has given me authority to let them know I'm on the other side. I've gone to the promised land. I've seen how big the grapes are. I've seen how the fields, the soil is rich, you know what I'm saying, with minerals. Like, I know what's on this side. I'm telling all the people that's watching this, hey, y'all, it's amazing over here. It's lit over here. It's fire over here. He has great things in store for you. But there are some things that you got to do to be able to occupy that space. You know what I'm saying? To be an inhabitant, you got to be an inhabitant of the inheritance. But it's something that you have to do and you have to become. So it's a sacrifice. So to that person that's like, I want that job, or how come I didn't get that promotion? Are you even phenomenal on your job? Let's talk about it. Because some things about us Christians, sometimes we feel like things should just be given to us. Like, are we even exceptional? You know, are we showing up on time or are we showing up early? Do we leave right when it's time to clock out? Do we go above and beyond? And if we do, we got to sit back and believe it's only a matter of time before God opens up another door. Maybe God is like, I'm not going to promote your behind because I need you to own the company. Or there's someone else I'm going to take you to. And if I promote you, you're going to get too comfortable. But that's where it goes back to the belief. We have to believe, like, God, you know what's best. And I am so serious on this because for 10 years, I tried it my way and was killing my life. And then I tried it Yahweh's. And everything changed, bro. And I realized, like, yo, I don't know what's best. Bachelor's degree, master's degree, published author of 7 books. I feel like I got the juice. God is like, you ain't that sharp now. When you was in your mama's belly, I had a plan for your behind. If you would just humble yourself and let me run every play. That's the secret to my sauce. I wake up every morning at 5 o'clock in the morning, some seasons 4 o'clock, some seasons 3 o'clock. Right now I'm around 3:30 time. God wake me up and I have my cup of coffee, I'm reading my devotional, I'm praying, I'm interceding for people. I just need to listen, hear what God have to say, and then I run the play. And that's what's God. I'm not that smart, bro. I feel like I am in the flesh, but in the spirit, God is like, Negro, I ran every play that I gave you. I drew up every play. You just ran the play.
You know, Jeremy, you said something that sparked a memory inside of me, and I hope you all watching right now are taking notes and you're hearing what is being said. You said that sometimes God won't give you that promotion because God wants you to own the company. And sometimes I think what we look at is if when people overlook us for that promotion, when people overlook us and we feel like we've been overlooked, we take it personal. When that could be God saying, no, I want them to overlook you because what you have on the inside of you, I want you to own that for you and your family. And if you get that promotion, if you give it to them, it's no longer yours. Now it's theirs. And I mean, bro, I can't tell you how many times during my adult life from 20 to about 36, 37, 38. Well, how am I not? 37? Yeah, 30. Until about 37, that I felt like I was overlooked. that I felt like they didn't value what was on the inside of me, that I felt like I was not important to them, that what I had on the inside of me wasn't good enough. But now, today, the things that I felt like weren't good enough, the things that I felt like I was being overlooked, and those are the things that are making me a lot of money.
Right.
Because then now I have the space because I believed in God and I trust God.
Right.
Now God is saying, look, the reason why I was overlooking you is because I was molding you, because I was keeping it on the inside of you so you can go and do it the way that you want to do it.
Just like that. Yep. He be knowing. He be knowing. And I want it, and I'm glad, and I really appreciate you advocating, bro.
Yeah.
For the people who are like, but Jeremy.
Yeah.
But Anthony. I've been there.
Absolutely.
Let me share one 30-second story.
No, let's go.
So I leave this life of crime, all this dumb stuff I was doing, and give my life to God, get baptized, came out the water, was like, no more selling weed, no more running nightclubs, like I'm gonna live for God, knock on doors, doing outreach in communities, and I'm looking for jobs, I'm looking for jobs. No jobs. I'm thinking like, come on now, like, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to do any job now, no jobs. I remember after like month number 3, and I'm itching, I'm fiending, because I'm like, I can make one call, I can make one play and be able to take care of the rent at least for the next 2 months.
Yep.
God is like, nope, I got you. My mama called me. Hey, son, how you doing? I just broke down. I was like, Mama, I'm irritated. I'm pissed. Like, things are not working for me. She was like, lift up your head. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
Delayed is not denied.
Right.
And that thing set in my spirit.
Wow.
And I was just like, okay. And it took a few more months. And then I got a call one day. This guy was like, I found your resume. Now, this is before folks was doing ZipRecruiter and all that. I was like, you found my resume? And God blessed me with an amazing job. And then a few years after that, he ended up having me quit my job. That story might come up later. That's some more crazy stuff. That's another thing too, man. Folk don't be knowing half the struggle and sacrifices I went through and the faith I have.
Right.
But sometimes but God had me in that place. So I know that person that's like, I'm doing the right thing, God.
Right.
I'm being faithful.
Right.
I'm paying a faithful tithe and offering.
Ooh.
I'm giving back. And ain't nothing else happening for me. And God is just like, just be patient.
Yeah.
Just
something's happening. It's just not happening right now.
Right. Absolutely. It's like that seed in the ground. You watering it, it's like, ain't nothing happening.
You don't
and
see
you sit
nothing.
here, man, you frustrated, you throw the whole pot out. You have no clue that thing done broke the seed and the roots is growing.
Come on, man.
And it's only a matter of time before it breaks out that dirt and begins to blossom and bear fruit.
And
that's the story of my life. Oh, you gotta go down before you go up.
Got to go down.
Just like that.
Got to go down.
And so that's what I did. But I feel like, all right, so here's my word for 2022.
Yeah.
God said, son, in order for you and everybody else to go to that next level, because I realized something in December last year, I was sitting on Instagram, everybody's like, I want to receive this, I want to receive this. Everybody's talking about what they want to receive. And I was like looking at scrolling, all right, I'm touching the green with you. I'm like, okay, that's cool. But the God told me one morning, he was like, everybody wants to receive, but tell my children, tell my people, they will not receive until they release. And God said, in this new season, there are some things that people have to release. There are some things that they have in their life. They want to receive it, but their hands are full of garbage, and God is like, you don't even have room enough to receive it. So how about you release it? So we were doing a mastermind. We have a Speakers Academy and a Speakers Elite program, right? Yeah. We were doing a mastermind with our elite, and I realized like a lot of them are like, not idolizing me, but they have so much love and reverence for me and what we built, and they're watching me on stage, and one day God spoke to me and was like, tell them how you really got here. And that's when he gave me the word on release. I said, y'all see my beautiful wife? Y'all see my beautiful children? Y'all have seen my beautiful home? Y'all see all the countries and places I've traveled to, stages I've been on? I said, I've received a lot, but I've released a lot. And I told them how when I stopped smoking and drinking, bro, I was smoking a pack of Newports a day. When I put it down and came out that watery grave, I ain't touched a cigarette since. Except to pick them up when I'm doing community work.
Wow.
I was smoking 2-3 blunts a day, selling weed by the pound. I ain't touched it since. I would wake up to a fifth of Henny.
Wow.
I ain't had a sip of alcohol. No got a glass of wine enough. Folks be like, but God drink wine. I'm like, that's cool. I ain't tripping on what nobody did. Obviously, I
still partake.
Right. I was like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, for me, I couldn't be trusted.
No, you couldn't.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And because some people, I don't know my biological father, right? So it could have been an addiction there that he wrestled with. So I knew for me, God said, I don't want you to touch it.
So good.
And so I had to release all of that stuff.
Right.
Then I began to receive.
Right.
But next level, it's levels to it.
Yeah.
So now I got a great job. Wife working for the government.
Yeah.
I'm working for a school called Wild Tech. We making great money, 6 figures. We taking 2 vacations a year. We giving 10 plus 10 to the local church. I was like 10 plus 5, what most people give. I'm like, I'm gonna give you 10% tithe and 10% offering. I should be deader in the grave. You done restored my life and blessed me with a wife, and we built our first home. I'm giving. God said, quit your job.
Quit your job?
I'm talking about release. Everybody's like, Jeremy, you've received so much, but I'm like, but world, I've released so much. So it's not just the negative stuff you gotta release. I released all the negative stuff, but then I got to a season, God is like, man, there ain't no ratchet in your life. You ain't dealing with porn.
Yeah.
Like when I came out that water, I literally one day at a time, people say, bruh, how did you go from this? How did you go from all those struggles to never going back? I took it one day at a time.
Yeah.
Bro, I was slipping to depression and have a panic attack, thinking like, man, I ain't gonna never go to that website. I ain't gonna never have a bottle of Henny. I ain't gonna never smoke a blunt. I ain't gonna never like hit a short, let me bum a short off. Like never. He said, just take one day at a time.
One time. Right.
So I released all of that,
yeah.
and I received so many blessings. But then God said, there's another level. When you quit your job, I was at the school speaking, man. This little girl, red hair, freckles, came up to me afterwards. She was like, you changed my life. I'm thinking like, my story ain't that good. She's like, nope, I was gonna commit suicide. She was like, I had a plan. I think like her best friend had committed suicide or something. And she was like, I can't live without her. What I'm dealing with at home with my family, I can't do it. She was like, I came to school with a plan, slipped out the back door. They caught me, made me come to this stupid assembly. But I'm so glad I did, Mr. Jeremy, because now I want to live. So she looks at her arm. She's like, now I know that weapons will form, but they won't prosper because I'm more than a conqueror. All my stuff I'm saying. She's like, now I know that I am fearfully and wonderfully made, Mr. Jeremy. I'm like, yo. She's like, always grateful, but never settle. I want to live. Gives me a hug. But you know my allergies kicked in, bro.
Yeah.
I was messed up.
Yeah.
I went home and told my wife.
Wow.
Had to get her in the spirit, so I made her breakfast. You know what I'm saying? Little avocado toast, egg white, oatmeal with the craisins. I said, hey, boo. You know what I'm saying? It's time for me to quit my job. I've been kind of speaking at schools here or there, off and on. It's time for me to quit my job. She was like, excuse me? I got nervous. I said, God said do it. She was like, well, what he say about me? I'm like, nothing. You know what I'm saying? I need you to keep working your job. She's like, no. If you quit, I'ma quit, and we're gonna build this together.
Wow.
God said release. But now I look at all of our different companies and everything that we built, nonprofits, and with the work we're doing globally. God is like, I could trust you with that because you released. So that release to receive is not just releasing negative things. There are seasons when you know about this. You stepped away from some amazing opportunities.
Absolutely.
You know, and received so much more.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about.
Man, listen.
Story of my life, bro.
So we got the believe. We have the trust. What's that third key?
Then you got to put the work in.
Dude, baby.
Every single day. Every single day. Because here's my problem. Folks, the word says faith without works is dead. So I believe like we going to pray.
Yeah.
Like it's all on God.
Yeah.
But we going to work like it's all on us. And so you got to believe.
Yeah.
You got to trust and be like, okay, then you got to be obedient.
Do you think we know how to actually work like that though? Do you think in general, we know how to get out there and get it done?
I don't. I think some people kind of do, but they've been conditioned by the world we live in today.
Yeah.
You know, you show up at 8 o'clock, there's a grace period. I'm like, what that mean? Within my company, bro. I'm like, you average. Fire. I'm just like, I'll be getting hot. But you show up at 8, you have a break, and then you're off at 4 or 5. It's just like, and whatever you can handle within there, cool. And that's cool. But when you get to the world where it's like, yo, it's ownership, I'm really making my own moves, I'm really calling my own shots. I tell people all the time, like, yo, don't feel a certain way if you see my wife with a big bag. Don't feel a certain way if you see her somewhere in Cabo on an island, because you don't know all them nights when you was watching Love and Hip Hop or whatever you was watching. She was in the bed with her computer up, working, grinding, handling payroll, handling taxes, filling out applications. Like, it's the work, it's the grind, and most people don't know that.
Facts.
I literally got back in town a few days ago from going to that spot I showed you on my phone in Mexico, the little retreat with my wife. And I got back and literally was on calls handling business from like 1 o'clock to like 5, like heavy, intense calls.
Wow.
And then my kids came home, got them situated, was on more calls until almost like 8 o'clock at night.
Wow.
And my boy Chris always tells me like, bro, that ain't nothing to be proud of, the grind. But sometimes you gotta do that. I'm trying to look up in 2 years, bro, and I'm like, I work 2 days a week. I only travel once a week. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you gotta work to get to that point.
Right.
So I think it's levels to it. And so I think some people know the power of hard work and sacrifice, but I think some people don't really know that there's really truly levels to it.
Yeah.
And you will get out what you put in.
Absolutely. No,
and that's what a lot of people I feel struggle with.
Do you think as a married man, Because you're a married man with kids.
Right.
I'm a single man with no kids.
Okay.
Right?
Ooh, you in the sweet spot. Oh, boy, let me tell you.
Listen, and,
Well, let me say this. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sweet spot, not meaning like you're lucky to be single. I'm just saying you have a more freedom.
Exactly.
And you don't have kids pulling your legs saying, Daddy, don't leave.
Now, listen.
That's going to mess you up.
When you said that, I said, no, you're right.
Yeah,
I am in a sweet spot.
Yeah.
It's a sweet spot as long as I maximize this spot. And when you said something about how, like, your boy says, hey, man, the grind is not something to be proud of, I'm like, yeah, I can understand that. And so for me, what I'm doing right now, right, is I remember watching my mom work 3 jobs and my dad working hard, and we didn't have a lot of time with our family growing up.
Right.
I remember coming home and my sister and myself had to make dinner because, you know, my mom and dad were out working.
Yeah.
I remember mom had to call Pizza Hut to get it delivered to us because she wasn't home.
Straight up.
Spring break? We didn't take no spring break.
Right. What's that?
Because
I
we had
just
to
mean
work.
I don't have school.
Exactly.
Right.
You know, everyone gets excited. Yeah, we're going to the beach. Yeah, we're going to work.
Right.
You know? So growing up, I saw my parents work hard, and we didn't really have a lot of family time. So one of the things that I'm implementing now with my team is what you said, right? Is work hard, but also put systems in place when I do get a family, I'm not working as hard.
Yeah, for sure.
And so it was like one of the things that we're putting in place within my team is we work hard for 2 weeks out of the month. Then 3 weeks we handle online business. 1 full week we don't work. We chilling with the family.
That's amazing.
I'm in schools. I'm going to games. You know what I'm saying? I'm with the wife over in Mexico trying to make more kids.
You feel me? Come on. You know what I'm multiply.
What I'm trying to do is like, how do I put systems in place to where when it's time to work, we grind.
Yeah.
You know, we go hard. Right now, we only work Monday through Thursday, you know, with my team.
Right.
And then the goal is by the end of this year, we're only working 2 weeks out of that year.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I just really want to do that. If you can come back and talk to your single self, because how long you been married?
12 years. We
12
just celebrated our 12th year anniversary about a week ago.
Man, congrats, man.
Thank you,
How many
man.
kids you have?
2.
2, man. So 12 years of marriage, 2 beautiful kids out of the situation, right? If you can go back 13 years ago and talk to your single Jeremy self, I'm curious, what would you tell your single self to do differently or to prepare for when it comes to your marriage life?
Listen to my wife more.
Ooh, what? Ooh,
Facts.
really?
Yeah. If I listen.
Because you got men saying, well, I'm the man. So should she be listening to me?
Yeah. So this is what I say here, right? The man is the head.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But what controls the head?
The neck.
So I feel like my wife's the neck. She has the best posture to move me and help me keep my vision, help me keep my sight, help me keep my perspective in place. You see what I'm saying? You ever had a crook in your neck?
Absolutely.
That thing will give you a headache. Come on, stop playing, boy.
You don't want to go to sleep.
Nah,
you don't want to
nothing.
walk. You don't want to do nothing.
No doubt. My wife, me and my wife used to bump heads because I took the DISC assessment. I'm a high I and a high D. She's a high S, a high C. That means she's very analytical. She likes systems. She likes processes. I'm like, man, let's just go and get it done. So I feel like when it comes to our family, when it comes to building wealth and everything else with our businesses, I'm all about moving the needle like the offense. I'm trying to put up points. My wife is more defense. I didn't view it like that. So whenever she would say that's not a good move or we don't have the budget, I felt like she was trying to hold me back. And I was holding resentment in my heart. So when we would have marriage counseling sessions, because I believe you got to invest in your marriage, right? So as I'm having these sessions, these things would come up and I realized her profile personality type is just more conservative. So I realized like, oh, she's just in protection of everything that I've been able to build. And so I had to humble myself. And so if she says we can't afford it, or this is not the time, or we're on a spending freeze, I'm rolling my eyes, I'm sucking my teeth. But I know that, hey, you know what? She's just in protection mode. So if I would have learned that earlier, because probably about 4, 5, 6 years, I'm thinking like, man, you tripping, you don't really know. Nah, she do know. And I ain't know how to put no resume together when she first came into my life. My credit was poo-poo. I don't like credit score. What you mean credit score? You know what I'm saying? Like I could score on the court.
Let's go.
Yeah, so I had to learn that. So that's what I would tell myself. I tell people oftentimes the voice of the Lord sounds a lot like the voice of my wife.
Absolutely.
Not every time.
Right.
Because there'd be some times I'll be having to give her a word. And I'm like, I need you to humble yourself and listen to me. Like, don't play with it now. Yeah. I'm being gracious here. But then there are some seasons where I'm like, whoa, there's wisdom to what you're saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she will let me know, like, I told you so.
Yeah.
She got the spirit of I told you so. And I think it's hilarious. But that's what I would tell my younger self. As we're building out these companies, my speaking career, the academy, like all those things, years ago, I would have leaned on her more often. So now I'm an OG now. I'm like, hey, babe, what you think? Because I value her opinion.
Yeah.
I value her voice.
Yeah.
I want her to know your voice, your opinion matters. We built this sucker together. Yeah. So what do you think this is a good move? Even if I have it made up in my mind, I'm still like, I want to run it by her. Because if she's a little apprehensive, I'm going to wait. We got to be in one accord. Can two walk together unless they agree?
Yeah. We
got to be in one accord. So if I want to do one thing, you want to do something else, we're not in one. Let's wait. Either you off balance or I'm off balance. Yeah. So let's get in alignment, and that's why we win.
Man, this is some good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Well, I wish I had a 2-hour show.
Right.
I mean, because we could talk about this all day long.
Oh, for sure.
Let's talk about getting some money in some people's pockets.
Okay.
You have a speakers academy.
Yes.
And you're teaching people how to take what's on the inside of them and turn it into income.
Absolutely.
By going out speaking in schools.
Yep.
Speaking anywhere, really, right?
Universities. Corporate.
Okay.
I'll probably say in our speakers academy, 60% of the people are in the youth school, university, high school, middle school space. Yeah. But then the other 40%, women empowerment, faith-based, business, finance, leadership, corporate. Yeah.
To be a good speaker, what is one trait you got to have?
So either one or two things. Either an amazing story, right, or you've got keys to solve someone's problem. I would say 70% of our community, because I've looked at the numbers, have an amazing story. Like challenges, struggle, different places. Yeah. Then I've got some people that's like, yo, Jay, I had my mom and dad. I was actually pretty blessed, you know what I'm saying? Like I actually did pretty well. I wasn't like struggling for meals. I ain't robbed nobody. I was never molested or assaulted, but I've mastered one particular area. I'm an expert here. Yep. So now I'll show them how to take that, formulate their message, their brand, their story. Like our course community builds out everything from your message, your story, how to put all that together, the business side of speaking, not just how to articulate, not just stage presence and your posture and how you share and how you connect the ethos, not just that, but also the business side, the email marketing, like how to get those gigs and contracts. Like we package all that and then go. I'm really looking at our academy, bro, like it's a massive discipleship program.
Wow.
I'm trying to change the world, bro, but I can only do so much. Me, you, and E.T. can go on tour and speak every single day. Yeah. We gonna barely scratch the surface. Nah. But if I can help 1,000 people and then 2,000 people harness their story and message and do it part-time and build wealth.
How much can we make? I know how much you and I can make, but I'm talking about someone come in and watch it right now saying, I want to be a speaker. I got it, but can I make money with that,
Here's the biggest myth, bro. The average speaker, just in the school space, and everybody knows schools, or at least there's a theme that schools don't really have budgets. Right. I'm not even talking corporate and stuff. Right. It's between $2,500 and $5,000
per engagement.
Per engagement.
And
that means you're not nice with it.
Right.
You ain't known like that. You ain't got no super fancy website with hundreds of videos. You're just the average. Like that is the budget that they have. Yeah. Unfortunately, our school system does not allocate the proper budget to pay their teachers. Right. But let me tell you something.
They'll pay us.
Listen. Yeah. And I remember when E.T. was doing corporate, churches, school, he was doing all of that, and I was trying to follow a similar model, like whatever can come my way. But he said, Jeremy, you looking like a handyman. If you look at my website, it's one particular message. Yeah. He said, my gifts make room for me. So I had a tab, bro, that said corporate, a tab that said churches, and a tab that said schools. He said, clean it up, make a decision.
Absolutely.
I was like, all right, E, but I got to figure it out, man. I'm going to pray for a sign. He said, signs are for the weak. Bro, I thought about Gideon. I said, ooh. He said, God has already blessed your efforts, Jeremy. I've known E.T. for 25 years. So he can speak like real raw with me. He's like, bro, signs are for the weak. Make a decision. Right. So as I looked at it, I realized, I said, all right, well, corporate, I literally gave it up, bro. Anthony, like, bro, my heart is pure. This really got work. I was like, yo, I'm not going to do corporate. You know why I was excited about doing corporate? It wasn't because I was like, yes, I'm going to revolutionize the corporate America. No, I saw the checks E.T. was getting. Yeah. I talked to him one time. He was like, oh, praise God. He said, I found this check. I said, yeah, man, I had found a check the other day for $500. He said, yeah, this one's $10,000. Now, this is about 10 years ago. I was like.
And that's a lot of money 10 years ago from a corporate.
You lose. I said, bro, you just forgot about a $10,000 check? Now, he $150,000 and up. He the big dog in the space. Yeah. But I realized, but I made up my mind then, God ain't really called me to do corporate. Right. So at that time, I thought, I ain't gonna really build wealth. Then I said, churches, schools, I'm always going to preach if they invite me, but when I leave a church as a guest evangelist preacher, their pastor is there. But the school space for me was wide open, and these kids struggling, they cutting, they want to commit suicide, they dropping out, they depressed, they love, they value, where they father at, they looking for any cute little boy that say they love you, open their legs, like these kids are struggling. I was like, okay, I'm gonna put my focus there. And man, was I wrong when I thought they didn't have a budget.
Nah, bro, they got a budget.
Oh, bro. And so, yeah, right.
And I've made more than $5,000 from schools.
Yeah.
That is the average.
Right, that's the average.
But once you get that skill up to our level.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you can make more.
When I started getting 10, I think the most I ever got from one time speaking.
Right.
Was $30,000.
Yeah.
And then I got a $45,000 contract, but I spoke like 3 different times.
Yep.
And then my most recent gig, but this one wasn't corporate, it was $50,000 in Australia, one time on stage, 45 minutes. But I was thinking, and I share that as to let people know when your heart is pure.
Yes.
I can't tell you how many grew. Yeah, come on. God said, tell the whole story. Y'all heard 20, 30, 40, 50. For speaking once, they don't know how many times I spoke for free for group homes.
Come on, man.
Homeless shelters.
Yeah.
Skid Row in LA on tour.
Yeah.
Detention centers speaking for free when there are no cameras on me.
Right.
And I'm just sitting there for hours pouring my heart out to these young brothers, pleading with them to make a change so that they don't end up in prison for the rest of their life. Like, I've got hundreds of hours. You know what I'm saying? I would probably, if I look at my Rolodex of all my speaking engagements, whenever I spoke in front of people, I'd probably say that 35% of those times were free. So I've sowed seeds. So I'm not surprised. And this is what I preach. I preach impact, then income.
Yeah.
I preach purpose, then comes profit. But if you chase your purpose and you really own this gift of speaking and connecting with people, the profits will come your way. I cracked the code. I've got ordinary people. Can I brag on B-Rad? Shout out to B-Rad Butler. My man just got $6,200 from speaking 20 minutes virtually, bro.
20
minutes virtually.
$6,200.
He sent me a text message, all emotional. I said, yeah, keep that energy. I love it. Yep, quit his job and everything. Full-time speaking. Yep. I got another one of my guys, I don't want to put all their business out there, but another one going to do $500,000 this year. He ain't even hit 30 yet.
Just from speaking?
Just from speaking.
Just from speaking.
And I got a whole bunch of people that's doing part-time 6 figures. They still got their corporate job. They still got their regular job. But think about it, bro. This is what I tell people. $2,500 to $5,000 per speech, right? Let's just say on the low end, you average $3,000 per gig. You can do 6 figures a year. All you got to do is get 3 speaking engagements per month.
Now, in your course, are you teaching them how to go in?
All that. There's nothing in the course that we haven't addressed. Even me and my wife sat down and did a whole module in about 5 or 6 training lessons specifically on the LLCs, the taxes, how to build out your business, like everything you need. Me and my team, and we waited 10 years. Because there are other speakers, and I ain't knocking nobody hustle, but they might have success for 2-3 years and then create a course. That wasn't my vibe. I was like, let me really master this. Let me put in my 10,000 plus hours. You know what I'm saying? And I've done that. I've got 10 years of experience. Then we launched the course about 2 years ago. So I've been doing this for 12 years now. And me and my team sat down over weeks and mapped out a complete course to help people change the world and change their lives. You know what I'm saying? And you already know the money. Now, Anthony, when you get that check, it feels good, but it don't feel as good as when somebody come and tell you that you changed their life.
Absolutely.
And that's the crazy thing.
Absolutely.
Like in our community, like we really celebrate that.
Right.
Like people are really, their lives are really being changed.
Yeah.
But I tell people all the time who are ever on the fence of going all in, is I'm like, how dare you think you're gonna speak and motivate somebody else to believe in themselves if you don't believe in yourself? So I'm telling them your success in this speaking space is on the other side of you practicing what you preach. And then I feel like something clicks. Because I had to release. I had to quit. I had to go all in. I had to get to a point where I said, I'm really going to believe in this. I'm going to have to put some skin in the game. I'm going to have to invest in me. How do I expect the Anthony ONeal organization to make an investment in me and bring me in to speak if I haven't first made an investment in myself? How do I expect somebody else going to invest $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 to pay me if I haven't paid and put $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 within myself?
Yes.
So God was just like, I don't want you to be a hypocrite.
Yeah.
Handle your business. You invest in you. You believe in you. And other people will believe in you.
Sha-bye-bye. Oh my goodness, I wish we had more time.
Let me say one more thing. It's almost like you want to love somebody.
Yeah.
You want somebody to love you. But what do we always tell singles? You gotta first love yourself.
Absolutely.
Once you love yourself and you really realize how dope you are, that's gonna come off. That energy gonna come off, and people gonna be like, Anthony kind of cute. Actually, he fine. That nigga, let me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you gotta first love yourself, then others will love you. You gotta first invest in yourself, and then others will want to invest in you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Story of my life, bro.
Man, this is so much gold, man. Sometimes I wish I had a 2-hour show.
I know.
Because, man, we there's so much more we could talk about.
And I've been trying to be super disciplined too, bro.
Man.
Because I have, can I just share one more thing? I don't know if we were.
We got time. Go ahead.
Okay, so beyond what we can do for our families when it comes to speaking.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm really passionate about global work.
Come on.
I'll never forget Madison Mission. Shout out to my church. I live in Atlanta now, but years ago I lived in Huntsville, Alabama.
Okay.
And I was an outreach leader. This is before I had a team and was who I am today. I was just plowing the fields, working the community. And I remember my church was like, Jeremy, go out to the community, see what they need, bless the people, and we the church, we the body of God. I'm like, let's go. Bro, I got about 30 to 40 every single Sunday, 30 to 40 high school and college students. We'd be out knocking on doors. And I'll never forget, we knocked on this one lady's door. She was like, I need this, I need that. She was in bad shape, 6 kids. I went back and told the church was like, man, we ain't got nothing for her, but here are a list of services from the city. And bro, that rubbed me the wrong way. I said, what happened to that energy? I thought we was a church. I thought we the people of God. I thought we own all the cattle on 1,000 hills. And I remember going home angry. And I was like, yo, God, man, the church is broke. He said, nah, son, you broke. He said, you broke. You the church. You mad at a box? You mad at a building? You mad at the establishment? You the church. You the body of Christ. You broke. You the one, are you priding yourself off of living off of 30, 40% of your income and you saving the rest? What are you putting in these communities? So I started praying the prayer, Jabez, man, bless me indeed. Enlarge my territory. Protect me from the enemy. Don't let no harm that comes my way. I start believing Ephesians 3:20. Now unto him who's able to do exceedingly and abundantly more than we can ask or think by the power that I'm like, God, you the power that worketh in us. You can do exceedingly abundantly. It's people out here that don't know of you, who don't love you, who trying to figure it out, and they are prospering. And I done gave everything to you. I done quit everything. I expect more.
Wow.
So now when he puts me through a fire, it's not to hurt me. It's to prepare me so he can trust me with more. Yeah. I said at the beginning, God will bless us with what he can trust us with. I say all that to say now, bro, we got a nonprofit, Next Level Living Incorporated. We fund it. I would love it if Bill and Melinda Gates would write a check. Jeremy and Tracy write a check.
Yeah.
Bro, our nonprofit got 40 kids right now in college in South Africa. Wow. That's why I tell people, if they feel led, to become speakers. That's why I tell people, we gotta be wise. We gotta reduce our debt. Yeah. If we do get debt, we gotta get the wise debt. Gotcha. Don't just be out here doing dumb stuff. Like, we gotta live below our means and stack our bread and save and put it back in communities. Who are we supposed to be blessing?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, God will bless us to be a blessing to others.
Yeah.
Bro, we feed over 1,000 people every 2-3 weeks now.
Wow.
We're upping the work that we're doing in South Africa.
Wow.
Bro, when I'm going back in December, we do an annual trip in December. Next level, all over Cape Town, South Africa, bro. Don't even play. I still blows my mind like how big we are. The president of the university there was like, Jay, whenever you come here, let me know. We scooping you up like global impact. That's what I'm on. We supposed to be light in the dark world. We supposed to add salt to a bland society. You feel me? And so sometimes it's to write a check. I used to be the person, Anthony, where you would come and say, man, Jeremy, I'm struggling. I'd be like, all right, let me pray for you. I don't say that now. Now I say, okay, let me pray. How much does God want me to give you? Not let me pray that he's a miracle. I'm supposed to be your miracle. And I just felt like if we had that mindset, money ain't the root of all evil. It's the love of money. We can't serve God and mammon. Like, we got to make a decision. I'm not a slave to money. Money is a slave to me. This is what God has given me. You feel me? And so I just wanted to share that part and just kind of highlight some of the work. Shout out to Gavin, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Clement, shout out to Craig, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to our team in South Africa. I'm gonna start naming names now. Shout out to Portia, shout out to Chanel, love y'all, my goddaughter Tay. Like, bro, they are in the communities putting in work. And me and Tracy write the check. And we drop it whenever we can. And that's next level, bro. And so I wanted to share that part, bro, because I know your philanthropy, your heart for people. And I just want your tribe to realize, like, it's even bigger than us and our families. There are kids right now that's in college that would not have been in college if I didn't believe that God had a plan for me, if I didn't trust the plan that he had for me, and if I didn't get my butt up every single day and put that work in with great expectations.
That's how we gonna end the show. I don't need to say nothing else. You know, you can tell he a preacher. He know how to close. Oh, yeah. Because if I didn't believe, if I didn't trust, if I didn't put in the work. So I need y'all to believe. I need y'all to trust. I need you to put in the work. And if you really want to be a speaker, we're going to drop his information in the show notes, in today's show notes. Go check out my brother's information. Solid guy. His energy just kills it. You know, you can see he's passionate about what he does. He believes in what he does. He trusts the mission that God has put him on, and we clearly see the brother man is putting in the work. So check out his information in the show description. That's it. I'm not saying nothing else behind that, because I don't know about y'all, but it's like when I preach, I hate it when someone comes up behind me and preaches a whole nother sermon. No, I just preached. God just said his word. You be quiet. So I'm gonna be quiet and let y'all go on about your day. God bless you.